Next Generation, episode number 4. My name is Joel.
And my name is Laurel. In this episode, we're going to be featuring the 4th edition of Nintendo Power from January and February of 1989, and The Legend of Zelda Adventures of Link is featured on the cover.
We're going to be taking a look at 3 games today: Legend of Zelda II, The Adventures of Link, Marble Madness, and we're going to be testing our skills in Operation Wolf using the Nintendo Zapper. Let's jump right in. We decided we'd do something a little bit different this time, so we're going to be playing Operation Wolf with the Nintendo Zapper. The Nintendo Zapper only functions on an old-style tube television, so we're going to be playing on my Commodore computer monitor.
And we'll each play through 2 times and see who can get the highest score.
So you're playing Operation Wolf.
Yep.
And you've done a little bit with Duck Hunt before.
Yeah.
But you haven't done a lot of shooting games.
Not very good at that.
Alright, so our final result was Laurel got 11,350, and I got 15,550, so I came out a little bit ahead, but we had fun playing. And what did you think about Operation Wolf, Laurel?
It's pretty hard to get the aiming right and to actually have a good accuracy unless you're super close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that used to be a thing when we were kids. People would play light gun games and put the gun right up to the TV, so that was definitely a thing. And there definitely is an accuracy in kind of getting used to the aiming, so that is Operation Wolf. From this month's Now Playing section, we've got Marble Madness, a pretty interesting arcade port to the NES. So what do you think about Marble Madness?
This game was the one that I had the most fun playing through out of all the games from this issue, because it's pretty easy to get the hang of, though you do die a lot, but it's accomplishing whenever you'd finish a level. And I got pretty far through it, level 4. Mm-hmm. I died on level 4 out of 6.
The controls definitely take some getting used to.
Yeah.
Speaking of the controls, which of the 2 control schemes did you choose at the beginning?
I chose 90 because I didn't know what they meant.
Yeah, I always had to check in the booklet to when I was growing up playing this. This is one of the games that I had, and it had the 2 control schemes, which were basically what direction the D-pad oriented in relation to the world you were seeing on the screen. So that definitely, there was people that had the kind of each play style that they liked using between those 2. One thing we didn't get to try, and maybe we'll try it in a future date, another episode, would be the 2-player mode. Yeah. So I guess you didn't get to see that, but it had a 2-player mode where you could both play at the same time, which was pretty fun, actually, because you had to avoid each other, and you would often bump into each other and knock the other player off, even if you were trying to sort of play cooperatively.
Yeah.
So there's 6 levels. How far did you end up getting?
I made it to level 4.
Okay. And what did you think of the view of it? It has what's called an isometric view, which is sort of gives it like a perspective angle, which is definitely interesting. I thought that was a pretty cool thing. And then one thing that always took a lot of getting used to for me was the momentum of once you get rolling, you have to sort of fight against the direction the ball's rolling in to not fall off edges.
That was annoying. In level 3, you have to go up a hill to get to the final goal. And I remember I couldn't get the momentum right, and like I was right at the edge of getting out of time.
Yeah, there's a lot of sort of rocking your ball back and forth to try to get up speed to get up an obstacle. So
yeah, so then I died.
Well, it sounds like you had fun with Marble Madness.
Yep.
From the cover of this month's issue, we have Zelda II, The Adventures of Link. So what did you think of this game, Laurel?
It was lots of fun to play. I have tried to play through it before, however I didn't get super far. I was on my way to the 3rd castle, I believe. This one is a very different style than the original one, because it's more of a side-scroller instead of a top-down view. And there is the top-down view element when you're like moving from town to town and palace to palace.
Yeah, it definitely had a much different feel, but I had a lot more experience playing through this one, and it definitely has a sort of love it or hate it thing. There's people that really like this one, and people that really love the original one and did not like this style. I definitely think it's something where if you get used to it, there's a lot to explore in this game and a lot of unique things about it.
Yeah.
What were some of the more difficult enemies that you've found in this game?
The Iron Knuckle was the one that I always found myself getting caught up on because he has a shield too, and he like moves it up and down, and sometimes even when you strike in the right place, it doesn't count. Yeah,
there's definitely with the side view attacking, and I guess even in the first game, there's a lot of time-based where you have to swing your sword at just the right time. You want the enemy to be close enough to hit them with your sword, but not too close to where they're gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
That was definitely an interesting thing. What did you think about the random battles on the map? That was a sort of a new thing that we haven't seen a lot of in games you've played.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like in newer games where like you'll be walking down a path and an enemy will just come out and attack you. I feel like this was like kind of the start of that.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember what order some of the games came out in, but this is one of the earlier ones that did that. But there was definitely RPGs that had that sort of random battle aspect. I've never really liked that all that much because it always just, to me, sort of felt like you're either wanting to level up, so you're purposely just sort of walking around hoping to get attacked so that you can level up your character, or you're trying to get somewhere and it's just annoying every time you're getting attacked because you're wanting to just traverse the map. So it'd be a sort of a plus or minus sort of thing.
The level up feature is another thing that's interesting about Zelda 2 because I don't recall it being in any other Zelda games.
Yeah, that was definitely a unique thing for this one as well. And then another big thing too that wasn't in the first game is the towns. When you played through, were you doing much like talking to the people to actually try to get hints and things of where to go?
Yeah. Before, when I was playing it the first time, I was playing through with a guide, but this time I figured, why not? I'm not going to get super far. So I was just talking to a bunch of people, and with every town, you talk to someone, or there's this specific thing that you do, and then you get to go to the wise man, I think that they're called, of the village. And you'll get a new spell. So in the first village you get a shield spell, and later on you get like a jump spell and a healing spell.
There's definitely a lot to explore, and it's quite an adventure. Thanks for watching Next Generation.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe.